Hello and welcome back to the Homie Chat podcast. It has been like 3 or 4 months, I think. 3 months. When was the last episode? It was like January, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember. It's been a hot fucking minute since we've done this.
This is the second hiatus we've done on the Homie Chat. I would like to apologize to the average of like 25 to 30 people who listen to these regularly.
Yeah.
It's just we have a very busy personal lives, you know.
You're applying for college, making banger videos. I'm in college trying to find out what to do with my actually do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I guess the one thing that remains constant in our lives is this podcast, I'd say.
hiatuses are sometimes good because, when we do come back, we got a bunch of stories to share.
That's
maybe,
true.
hopefully,
We'll have like more things to talk about because once we're back, we've got like 3 months worth of life to catch up on in this show here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love doing this podcast, and I don't want it to go away. But I will say, maybe some months or something we could do like. I mean, you already know this, of course, but like we want to do like video game gameplay stuff on this at some point to like subside along with the podcast episodes.
Yeah, some like let's play type stuff, commentary or whatever.
Yeah, whatever comes to our minds, because I do love doing this and all. It's just I want there to be more to it than just the podcast.
Yeah.
Because, the
You can only
podcast
do
is
so much.
great. It's just, experimentation's a bit hard when it's just two people talking with
Sure.
some
And
clipping.
you can only do so much with audio.
Yeah.
It's not like we're remixing this into some like music or whatever.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be
this,
much of a podcast at that point.
And this isn't some internet historian thing where the talking has like amazing editing of the video side on top of the audio.
Yeah, or it's super interesting because it's British, man, or New Zealand, Australian. I can't remember.
I think he was Australian, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, we're both little white boys, so we're not very interesting.
What do you mean? I'm black. I had to keep
Huh?
up the mystery, James. You just gave it away.
You've been sporting whiteface this whole time I knew you.
Yeah, I cover myself in baby powder every morning. It's hard when it rains. I gotta make sure not a single drop gets on me.
Damn. I imagine it is a
Yeah.
struggle. I just realized that my corner fan is on. I'm going to go turn that off to make sure the audio isn't awful in the episode. Give me 1 second to go turn that off.
All
While
right.
my headphones are off, feel sure to say some terrible shit while I'm gone about me
I'll,
or something.
I'll talk some ill shit about this man. Look at this bro's profile picture. Like I'm not sure if he's gonna edit it out in post or whatnot. But like this,
wrap up the
like
little rant
and
you
he
put
said
there.
corner fan. He only has. Does he have multiple fans around him?
Yes,
How
I
many
do.
fans does this guy need?
I have two,
Does
because
he have like a five? Does he have a 5 monitor setup with 5 fans, one for each monitor? He's living in a little wind turbine. He must suck up so much power in his house.
actually I
The bill
do.
must be insane.
No, literally I do, because like every time someone flips a light switch in my house, my first monitor goes off for like 2 seconds.
Yep. That just goes to show that you're sucking up all of the energy. I'm surprised you haven't short-circuited your entire home.
I am
The
surprised too.
circuit breaker just hasn't popped.
I'm as surprised as
Yeah,
you
like-
are, if I'm being honest. It's I mean, it's not really that big of an issue. It's just I just notice like whenever a light switch is flipped, like it just first monitor will go out for like 2 seconds and then come back, and it's like, this can't be a coincidence. I must be ruining this house.
Yeah,
It's
Eric
like
must
when
be
when I eventually move out, like the energy bill is gonna be like so much lower, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, all this
their
money we
lights are
saved.
gonna. Yeah, their bill's gonna be way lower, and all the lights are gonna work better. They're gonna be like, holy shit!
It's like, geez,
You've been
this room
sucking up
actually.
all of the energy.
It's
Yeah.
like, geez, this room is actually a lot brighter than I recall.
The more monitors you get, the worse state the home's electric bill will be in.
I gotta get out of here soon. I'm gonna ruin my family. Oh my
Yeah.
god, more than I already have.
You're gonna have to be. You're gonna live by candlelight.
That sounds pretty sick, actually. I could go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really record podcast episodes with a candle, but I mean, I guess I could send like a pigeon with a letter to your house, and we could
Yeah.
do like a back and forth where we send carrier pigeons to have responses, and like somehow we'll have that be published in like a newspaper. So that'd be
maybe I could do a message in a bottle or a message in a soup can. You know, it'd be like that old
Oh
Progresso
yeah,
or
we
Campbell
can both
commercial.
hold like a can of soup and like it's a
Yeah.
string all the way across fucking Texas.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know I don't know how far we are right now, but like 2 hours of traveling between us. A big long string.
Let me look it up. Say your address out loud on the podcast right now,
Uh
so I can look it.
4739 Balls Come Avenue.
Okay. That's not a real address.
How the fuck do you know that?
Uh, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So stop talking shit.
Well, then stop spitting shit. Your ass must be jealous from all the shit your mouth's spitting out.
I
Like,
heard.
damn.
Damn you. Okay, you got good point. Good point. You got me there. So, Ms. Goose, uh, you've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, I hear. This is the obligatory
Yes.
part of the podcast where we talk about video
It's, uh,
games we like, as always.
it's, uh, it's not an addiction.
Oh, for me, it is an addiction. Elden Ring. I didn't expect the game to really impress me. I mainly got it because I'm getting a Steam Deck later this year, and like I'm planning on playing Elden Ring on that because it's like, oh, it's this big 2022 game and it runs well on this handheld. You know, like might as well
Mhm.
get this game. And I was gonna get it when I got the Steam Deck, but when I realized I have to wait till October, I was like, I'll just go ahead and get Elden Ring. You know, wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt nobody. And like, I've not really played much of the Souls games before. I do own Dark Souls 1 remastered, and I've played like a little bit of it, like a few hours of it, and I like it, but it didn't really catch me much. Like I was just like, yeah, this is fun, but like I'd rather play other games right now. But then,
Does it? Let me hold on. Wait, wait. Sorry to interrupt,
yeah,
but
that's okay.
does it? Let me ask you this because for me, when I first played Dark Souls 1 Remastered on the PlayStation, I got this feeling immediately out of the gate once I started to sort of like get different armor sets, or even before I got out of the asylum. Does the game feel very slow to you? Not like progression wise, but like everything in the game just feels slow.
Eh, kind
Does it
of.
feel
I mean,
like that to
compared
you?
to Elden Ring, yeah, but like I think on its own, it's fine.
It
That's
feel
my opinion.
Like, does everything feel like it's sort of slow motion in a way? Like all the movement feels very slow. The attacks feel kind of slow depending on the weapon you use.
Yeah,
Like
kinda.
it feels old, right? Like it
I mean,
feels
it's
aged.
it's the second Souls game, I believe. I believe Demon Souls came out before that. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess they were just getting the formula whittled down to what it needs to be at that time. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it was like unbearably slow, but I thought the pacing. I mean, compared to Elden Ring, the pacing in Dark Souls 1 is a lot slower. But
Yeah.
I did like what I played of it. I thought it was pretty cool, and I was getting like as I was getting better at the game, it was kind of cool. But I kind of lost interest in it really fast, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I got Elden Ring because my friends won't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You
let
damn right.
let me check my Steam and see how many hours of Elden Ring I have so far.
Mhm.
Let's see
I'll check
here.
my Steam as well and tell you how many I have just to like dunk on your ass. You know, just to prove that I literally have no life outside of school and games.
27.9 hours so far. How about
Oh.
you?
Yeah, so I have about 100 more hours than you. I
Jesus
have a hundred.
Christ, homie.
I have 127 point something.
I don't
Then
blame you.
again, I got it like a week or two before, or I got it like a week before you did, and I play the game a lot more than you do
Yeah, I mean,
because
I work a lot and I play other
yeah,
games and I work on videos, so I don't always play video games in general. But
sure.
yeah, I do like Elden Ring so far. I like my expectations for it weren't super high. I was just like, okay, so it's like Dark Souls, but it's open world. Could be cool. Might try it out. And like the first hour or two was kind of frustrating, but then like as I started understanding the formula more, I sort
Mhm.
of became I sort of like it just clicked in my head like, "Oh my god, this game is actually amazing."
Yeah,
Like
it's another masterpiece made by Miyazaki.
like Miyazaki, this man gets all my respect right now. You know, I would bend over, spread my pussy, let him ravage that shit because he deserves it at this point. In fact, he already
Yeah,
has with Elden Ring.
just bend over and spread those stinky cheeks
Of course.
and just
Oh my
let him rip.
god. Oof. I missed your bizarre sense of humor a whole lot, man.
Yeah.
I've missed that. I've missed that a lot. Um, but yeah, Elden Ring. Since I had like no expectations for it, obviously since it's a great game, not only did it exceed those expectations, it fucking exploded them.
Another absolute dubski right on your forehead. I 100% of the game too. So,
Damn.
you know,
Wait,
I'm
what
just
what
saying like
qualifies
I'm just
100%ing
saying
it though?
getting 42 trophies
Oh, okay.
out of 42 trophies.
Right.
So get all the endings, kill all the bosses, including the secret ones,
Mm-hmm.
and getting all legendary sorceries, all legendary talismans, getting getting a weapon upgraded all its max,
Mm-hmm.
getting all legendary ash summons, and getting all legendary weapons.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So yeah.
Oh, by the way, listeners, we might when we start eventually in like 10 years when we actually start doing video game stuff on this channel. We would like to do some Elden Ring content, like both of us playing or something like that. Some
Yeah,
like
like
co-op
if we
bosses or whatever.
yeah, if we both wanted to start up like a new character or something,
Hmm.
or if we wanted to do, trolling invasions or something like,
I don't even know how
uh,
to start an invasion in that game, and I'm too scared to because I feel like I would be underpowered compared to
yeah,
whoever I'm invading.
the game. I guess it depends. There are some like uh twink builds, which are builds that have been around since Dark Souls 1, and even Demon Souls. More so Dark Souls 1 because progression could be very easily broken in
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1 in comparison to Demon Souls, where it was like just pick the world you want to go to, although it's recommended you go Altaria, Stonefang, Latria, Shrine
Hmm.
of Storms, then Valley of Defilement. Although I think Latria and Shrine of Storms sort of been swapped. Shrine of Storms isn't that bad. The skeletons are kind of cringe, but I digress. Um,
uh, you've played
what was
Demon
it I gonna
Souls, right?
say? Yeah, I have the remake on PS5, and I
Ah,
was actually gonna play the original on PC, but that requires a PS3 emulator and a bunch of like scripts I have to download, or like a script that I have to download, and I have to download a couple viruses,
oh
some
yeah,
kernel level viruses
yeah.
to overtake my computer. You
Discover
know,
the single hot babes in your area, all that stuff.
yeah, I gotta email Mao Zedong, ask him for something to break my computer to be able to play, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
Wait, so Demon Souls was never ported to PC?
it
The
was never
original?
ported to PC because porting at that time, I believe, because it came out in 2009 and for the PS3,
Yeah,
and it was a launch title. So porting wasn't as easy as it is today. And by
true.
the time, like, I don't know why they don't bring it to PC. I mean, it's an old enough game, plus Bandai Namco or Sony or whatever probably wouldn't really have that big of a deal with it. I mean, they brought God of War to
Death Stranding.
PC.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
and they're bringing Horizon, stuff like that. But however, if they do bring Demon Souls to PC, they're probably going to bring the remake to PC.
which I wouldn't mind. I heard the remake is pretty good.
Yeah, it
The
is.
only
It is.
thing the only thing people complain about is like the bosses' designs were changed a lot. Apparently, like they changed the
Yeah,
character designs a whole lot. Then some fans are disappointed with that, which that's fair.
yeah. Honestly, it's really not that big of a deal.
Well,
There's
I
only
mean, I
one
imagine if
boss
you
that
haven't, if you weren't like a big fan of the original, maybe you wouldn't notice. Like,
Mm.
it wouldn't be a big
But,
deal if you didn't play or love the
well,
original.
the only reason the original people love the original designs so much is because of nostalgia. When you look at the original designs, sure, they were cool or for the time, like they were different, but the only reason why they looked the way they did is because technical limitations. So,
Hmm.
one example is the Man-Eater's boss. And for people who have played the original Demon Souls or played the remake, in case you have a PS5, you know that the Man-Eater's boss is one of the worst designed bosses ever. Not because it's just a bad boss. I mean, it is, but it's not because the boss is overly difficult. It's because the boss arena is on a bridge with a big brazier in the middle. So that's like a little area you can kind of kite the two. Oh yeah, there's two of them. It's a gang fight. You have to you can kite two of them around there, but it's on a bridge, which is not a big. I guess it's not untraditional for a Souls game to have a boss fight on a bridge. There have been a couple. Moonlight Butterflies is the one in Dark Souls 1. Except that one you can't fall off, I don't believe.
Hmm.
I can't remember. There's just not a lot of there's just not a lot of area to move.
Yeah.
But
I've not even
Manny
played
is a
Demon
boss.
Souls, so
But
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, friend.
yeah, I guess it's just more you need a context, sort of. But you could probably just look it up and watch
I could,
someone fight the Maneater's boss and
yeah.
see and sort of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here.
That's the point of
The
homie
Maneater,
chat.
yeah, I guess this whole thing is just one big long tangent for like an hour long.
Yeah.
That people seem to enjoy. Anyways, the main news boss is a bad boss because not only you can fall off the arena, which honestly, if you have any sense of spatial awareness, you shouldn't do. But the AI on the boss fight sucks dick. Like the AI is really bad. And all the times that I've fought the main eaters, I've only died twice to the boss, and that's because the boss hit me off the arena. And that was
Actually,
only when I was helping. That was only when I was helping someone. I've never died to it when I fought it solo because the AI is so bad.
I think you've only died to
And
it because you need to get better, skill issue and all that good stuff. Get good.
yeah, mad cause bad.
Yes. Oh, that
But
reminds me. That reminds me. You know how every time a Souls game comes out, you'll get these
yeah,
like journalists and like Twitter users who go like,
easy mode.
yes, and it's like, I used to
So
actually,
stupid.
before I got into Elden Ring, I have to say I used to agree with that crowd somewhat, and then when I played Elden Ring, I realized, yeah, okay, listen, I was
That's a
cringe,
little
but now
cringe,
I'm
James.
based. I've become based. I've been converted, okay? I
A
have,
whole bottle of red pills. You OD'd on red pills. That's how based you are.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I've nearly died from that
You're not a,
OD,
you're not
but
a, yeah, you're not afraid to go into a black neighborhood and shout out obscenities or racial slurs. That's how based you are.
oh my god,
You
wowie.
don't, you don't take no shit from anybody, James. You gotta understand.
I suppose so,
People
brother.
respect you for it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just memeing here. He doesn't actually do that. Maybe.
Uh, my lawyer told me not to confirm or deny anything.
I see. Hearsay.
But
You rule that out as hearsay.
yeah, but something the excuse I'll see a lot when people try to go like, "Oh, Dark Souls needs an easy option." Like the reason, in my opinion, why that's such a bullshit take is because like accessibility is not the same thing as difficulty. Like the only way difficulty would affect someone if they have a disability is if they're fucking blind or deaf.
Yeah.
And in that case, if you're
And
blind, then you shouldn't even be playing video games. And if you're deaf, just turn on the subtitles and sound subtitles, and like maybe some like visual indicators of where a sound is coming from, like Fortnite has. But
This
like,
person's is just playing a video game. It's just a black screen. The monitor's not even on. Wow, this game's amazing.
the immersion
It's
is
just
crazy.
audio. Yeah, they're just walking into a wall.
I wonder if I wonder if it would be possible to even make video games for blind people. Like maybe like,
Sure, there are.
I mean, I'm sure there's like some like story games, like text-based adventures that let you like out loud choose. Oh yeah, like there's like
Yeah.
Alexa, like those Alexa choose your own adventure games. I imagine the blind folk finally got their gaming on with that.
Yeah, because games are getting more and more accessible to people with
Which is
disabilities.
good.
Like,
That's always good.
yeah,
The thing is,
that's
difficulty is
really
not
good.
accessibility.
Although Japanese games, and this is not slander towards Japanese studios, but they have Japan has a really hard time, it seems, accommodating for people with disabilities. A lot of
Yeah.
Japanese games don't accommodate for anybody with like colorblind disability or hearing
And if you're on
impairments
PC, you
or
could just
any
mod
of
it in
that.
though. So
True.
like, but still, it should be the devs'
Yeah.
responsibility. Because like,
Mhm.
I hate seeing people try to compare difficulty in games like Elden Ring to like accessibility options. Because like, that is not the same thing. You're just saying that because you're mad you got killed by a boss. Like, there's a difference. But like, here's the thing: if you make an adaptive controller for a disabled kid to use, they're not gonna really. The difficulty isn't what's gonna stop them from playing. It's the controller. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's
just like if you. I imagine if even if a disabled person were given like their own special, like the adaptive controller to help them play video games, even though they, like not with normal controller, of course. I imagine they'd feel gimped if you gave them like an easy option, because like
Yeah.
they
They
can
feel
finally play video games, but they're being like told that they should hold themselves back.
Yeah, it would feel like it's almost dumbing it down for them. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, you can't enjoy the game like it's meant to be enjoyed because you have a disability.
yeah, and like
And
no disability makes it to where Like, there's no
It's almost
disability for
insulting.
difficulty. Like unless you are genuinely disabled, like blind or deaf, like a video game's difficulty isn't even important. It's not even a factor in accessibility. Because accessibility is a good thing that needs to be adopted by the game industry more. I mean, it is being adopted by it, but what I mean is,
Yeah.
it's good that games are using accessibility, but difficulty is just that's not even in the same planet. It's they're
Yeah.
completely separate discussions. Like one
That's like
of
saying. Oh, sorry. Go
yeah
ahead.
yeah
I didn't mean to interrupt.
because like a game like Elden Ring is designed to be difficult because like how do I say this? Like in Elden Ring, let's say I'm fighting a boss. I fought many of them, and many a time have I had my ass kicked. If there were an easy mode, imagine how many players would get frustrated and just go like, "All right, I'm just switching to easy mode." And then and then after that fight, maybe they'll switch back to hard mode. They'll switch back to hard mode and go like, "Okay, that was just one time." And then the next time they get in a fight, they'll be like, "I'm going to switch to easy mode again." And like over time, a player is going to essentially ruin the experience for themselves because the satisfaction of overcoming something challenging is no longer
Sure.
there. And another thing,
Mhm.
a lot of these people who have these arguments will make this point like, I know you guys are so good at the game and you destroy every boss you come across, but think of us or think of the disabled people. And it's like, my guy, none of us to kick the boss's ass on the first try unless you already know what's coming.
Yeah, unless you've played the game multiple times, your build is completely, finished, or you have a hacked character that's max level stats before you even got to the first Church of Ella,
Yeah.
that I could see it ruining the game because it's like, really, you gave yourself no challenge, and
Yeah.
it's now going back to like a game's difficulty because we were talking about Elden Ring. That game is difficult because that's what Souls games are, or Souls-like games.
Mm-hmm.
They are difficult because they don't hold your hand, and there's one mechanic that you're supposed to rely on for most attacks, or to dodge most attacks, not take damage, and enemies hit hard. But you level with enemies if you're playing the game correctly. You should get stronger as enemies get stronger. So it's
Yeah.
never too easy, but it's never so hard to where it's uncompletable unless you are like a level 1 run where the end game boss can, or not even the end game boss, like middle game bosses can one shot you.
Yeah.
But going back to difficulty, that's like saying, "Oh, Elden Ring is difficult because I gave someone or I had someone with no hands play Elden Ring on keyboard. They said the game was hard." It's like, no shit, they can't play the game because they don't have hands.
Yeah,
That's why it's
exactly.
difficult. They literally can't roll and attack. And they're like, "We should put an easy mode for them." And it's like, they can't play the game anyways. They have no hands.
Yeah, exactly. Like
They're not even alive. They're dead. I
just
get a
watch a
dead
let's
person in
play.
Elden Ring. Yeah, let's watch them. Let's watch them fail at the game because they literally don't have the actual organic tools like everyone else to play the game.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
I honestly
I'm,
feel like disabled people should be offended that that people are trying to say like these people are not good enough to deal with hard video games.
yeah,
Like you're basically saying people with physical disabilities do not know how to overcome difficulties when that's what disabled people do their entire lives.
yeah, they learn to cope. They huff that copium,
Exactly.
and
In the best way
they
possible, not like
it
in
out.
the you know.
Yeah, not like the cringe and seeth or sort of like Twitter garbage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like they actually learn to cope with having a disability, and Bear Grylls that shit their entire lives. They don't have legs. Fuck it, I'm gonna become a cybernetic wheelchair man,
Mhm.
and they roll around everywhere. Now I'm kind of, getting a little exaggerated over here. I bet being in a wheelchair is way harder than, having legs
Mhm.
because you're bound to ramps and everything like that. So if any of our listeners are in a wheelchair, if this is insulting to you, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention.
Yeah, it's
Um,
we're just being silly.
yeah,
Being a little silly.
I'm sure if you
Anyway,
listen
I
to
guess
us,
I
they
guess the point.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, if they know us, I feel like
Mhm.
they would understand by now. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to word this in the best way possible because I think that the argument is stupid. But the game is meant to be difficult so you could learn the mechanics and overcome these trials in your way. It's like
And James, I just got a tweet that says we have been canceled. It was
fuck me.
nice knowing you.
God damn it.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. They can't cancel me. I'm gay and autistic. They can't.
Nope.
I have the shield.
Hate crime? Hate crime? Sue him, Germs.
Haha. I win. I'll take you with me.
Yes.
Just pretend to be gay real quick, and you'll
Yes.
get the shield too. Anyway, dumbass joke right here.
Proceed from my stupid comment.
Anyway, I recall. I'm trying to like word this whole Elden Ring difficulty thing in like a way that's convenient. Like there's so much I want to say about it, but I want to like condense it. You know, it's like these games are designed to be difficult, not because they want to like be unfair, because it is fair. It's just it's supposed to kick your ass. You're supposed to learn what they're doing and go like, okay, so if I do this instead of this, I'm gonna win. Because what a lot of these journalists and Twitter users will do is like they'll approach it like any other video game. Like they'll approach it like I'm gonna go up to this guy and attack him a bunch of times and I should win. But like when you throw yourself when you throw yourself at something over and over again with the same mindset, you really got to realize this game probably isn't for you.
You cannot tackle Elden Ring or any Souls game for that matter, and even not just Souls games. There are plenty of other games that are like it too. You cannot just use one method the entire game. You will have to adopt different strategies because different enemies require different ways to combat them because they're strong against certain things. Like, for instance, an enemy with a great shield. You don't want to just run up and spam R1 at their shield because that's not going to work. They're going to block all your hits, and then when you're out of stamina, they're going to hit you. So what you want to do is probably bait out one of their attacks so they'll let their shield down, hit them, or get around them and backstab them. That's two different ways to take on that enemy. Instead of just being an absolute brainlet and saying, all right, R1 spam, and then you're out of stamina and you die and you're like, this game's too hard.
Yeah, exactly. And like the point is to like learn these like behaviors of the enemies and overcome it. Because like while I've been playing Elden Ring, I think I've gotten pretty good at the Souls formula because I've been like learning little things along the way. Like, okay, like maybe I should dodge towards them instead of away from them because I get iframes whenever I dodge.
Now, hold on. There are some enemies in Elden Ring that are absolute bullshit and have horrible design, and I will stand by that point until I die.
There is some, but like that's not the majority. That's like the exception.
Yeah, that's the exception. But if you've played Elden Ring, any of our viewers, and James, you might have run across one of them. But there is an enemy in the game. What's it called? It's like some undead. Like an undead spider thing. You can find them even in Liurnia. But they're like a spider sort of looking thing, and they come out of the ground and they can teleport and shit like that. But they're the worst enemy. Okay, they're the worst enemy in the game, and if any of our viewers have also played Elden Ring, they'll know who I'm talking about right away, and they probably thought this before I even brought this up.
Most
but
likely.
the enemies are the most bullshit things because they attack super fast, they hit a lot, like they spam their arms because they have multiple arms because they're like a spider or like a centipede. So they hit you a shit ton, they're hyper aggressive, and they don't stop attacking. And on top of that, if you try to get distance, they can jump at you, knocking you on your ass, or teleport behind you and puke vomit on you, which poisons you. So now you got to deal with poison on top of the enemy that's also like a chihuahua on absolute meth.
Yeah, precisely. So there are some enemies that are absolutely unfair, and I think they should be designed in a way that's like... What I hate the most, like the thing that happens in Elden Ring a lot that like actually really does make me mad is when I am locked in a stun animation where I cannot, like I got hit by an attack, which fair and square, you know, I took that fair damage because I didn't dodge at the right time or I got greedy and whiffed a hit, and then I got smacked on my ass. That's fine. But then when I get stunned to where I cannot react to the next attack coming, I think that's incredibly unfair.
Yeah.
Like I already took the damage for screwing up, like... When you screw up once, I feel like you should have a chunk of your health taken out and, like, you know, get back on your feet, keep it going. Like, all right, I learned my lesson, let's keep going. But instead, it's like, smack, your character does this little, oh, my butthole burns, and then they just hit you again. There's no iframes in your stun, so it's like they just smack you again, you're dead.
Yeah. What was it? Another good example is Crucible Knights. There's actually a fight in the game that's two Crucible Knights. You have to fight both of them, a spear one and a sword one. Crucible Knights are also really, really, really dumb enemies. They poise through all your hits. They take very little damage from every type of damage type, and they are also really aggressive.
Hmm.
So those three things in combination are absolute deplorable, heinous shit design,
Oh,
and I
random
hate that.
question, Goose. Random question.
Yeah, yeah. Go
So
ahead. Go
whenever
ahead.
you first start the game, you know that like that optional boss that's right outside the main area when you first spawn in, guy, the big golden
Yeah,
knight on a horse.
the Tree Sentinel.
How long did it take you to beat that guy? Like, how far were you in the game when you beat him?
Well, at first, my first character, I knew how difficult he was, so I was like, okay, based on what I've seen so far, people struggling a lot with him. Let me come back when I'm a little bit stronger. I came back. He was a good fight. I had like a +4 or +5 weapon at the time, so he was a good fight.
How many
Kind of
hours do
whooped
you
my
think
ass
you were
a
in
little
though?
bit. How many hours?
Yeah, yeah,
Probably like maybe 8 hours in
8
or
hours.
something. 8, 9 hours in.
I'm using this to demonstrate how the point of this game is to
It's to
observe,
get like,
learn, and like I love how it's designed where like you see a hard boss and you go like, okay, I can't take this on right now, but if I leave, go grind for a while,
yeah.
and come back, I'll be a Giga Chad. Although in my case, I actually beat that guy in like my third hour.
Oh.
I hopped on the
Well, then
horse. I
wow,
memorized every
wow,
single animation until I could dodge them all perfectly, and I kicked his ass.
that happened. That happened with a couple. I died a bunch, and I started to learn the animations.
To
I
where
think it
like
was
they
Crucible Night.
couldn't.
It
There
was
was this.
Crucible Night actually,
Oh my god,
and I felt like an absolute fucking madman
I
when I was dodging
know.
all of those parry times perfectly, hitting the jump attacks right at the perfect time, so I dodged the Crucible Night tail sweep. I felt like a god afterwards,
Those
and I was
moments
like,
in these games are
why
like,
I had an absolute raging semi-chub when I beat that boss,
yeah.
and it was just the best feeling in the world. And because I first tried to fight Crucible Knight in the Everjail, um, earlier in the game, and I was getting my ass cut off with a butter knife and served to me on a golden platter.
Yeah.
And I was like, this boss is so fucking difficult. I cannot beat this. Let me leave and come back. Came back and was, oh, chef's kiss. Absolute magnum opus of gameplay. And then every other character afterwards, I've just come back at endgame and killed him in like 4 hits because I want to rub his face in the dirt. And speaking of tough bosses, have you fought Radon yet?
Radon?
This will lead me into my next one. Radon.
Whoa, Radon.
Star Scourge Radon. He's the main boss you have to take on, I believe. Anyways,
I,
uh,
I'm currently on the guy with the 8 arms who goes like, foolish, tarnished, not even good enough to draft. I'm stuck on that guy.
Godfrey or
Godfrey.
Godric.
Gilbert Godfrey. Rip.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Radon. He's a boss you'll fight later in the game in the area known as Caleb.
mhm.
He got nerfed. I fought him pre his nerf, and he was one of the best bosses I have ever fought. He was cool, and very cinematic. I love that guy. They nerfed him, and now he's a pathetic whelp. I'm not even joking. You will have the easiest time fighting him uh, now than anyone else that played it before, like 2 patches ago.
Damn.
Because so many people would go into the game journalists and people didn't know how to fucking level vigor. They would go into Caled at like level 30, and they'd be like, "Oh, this area is so hard," because they were like not even close to the recommended level that they were supposed to be in that area. You actually
Yeah.
went to Caled once. Remember, you got sucked through like the vape chest,
Oh
and you were
yeah, I
like, "Wow,
actually.
this area is really difficult."
Yeah, those like lobsters
You
that
were,
shoot pins and needles at you, right?
yeah, you were, or you, it was the red area, the
Yeah.
area that was all like red.
I
Yeah,
even remember. Wait, are we talking? I was talking about like the crystal mines. Are we
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the
That's
same
the
place?
crystal mines that led you to like the all red area.
Yes,
Remember
yes,
you were in the
yes.
swamp? You kept getting killed
I
by the mannequin or like the eight
oh
armed
yeah,
mannequin
I
like, pole
remember I
things.
went
Yeah, that
back
was
there.
good.
I remember I went back
Uh-huh.
there like a few hours later, and like those
Mhm.
lobster dudes couldn't stand a chance. I was like taunting them. I was like, "Get the fuck over here! Stop shooting your pins at me! I've got you." I was like calling them insults that I won't say here, and it was like amazing being able to go back and like destroy them.
Yeah.
After
So
like
you
even hours
compare,
ago they like absolutely skull fucked me, and then like hours later I come back and I'm like, okay, who's your daddy now? Eh?
Yeah. So that's what you're supposed to do. Come back when you're stronger. However, people would make it all the way through Caelid, go fight Radahn at like level 35, maybe 40, and
Yeah.
they'd be like, Radahn is too hard. I'm getting one-shotted by all of his attacks. When they either A, just completely sucked at the game and didn't know how to level health or anything, and
Yeah.
then they complained. They'd say, he's too hard. He's just one-shotting me, yada, yada, yada. And that
Well,
forced so much opposition, despite the fact that Rodon's not that hard of a boss. Was he a really good boss? Yes, he was one of the most amazing bosses I've ever fought. I love Rodon, the absolute Chad,
mhm.
and they nerfed him, and now he is just a sad fight that I always feel bad getting through because I can kill him so quickly, even without summons. But I always choose to do summons because that's what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be like you assemble an army and go fight them.
Yeah.
Um,
By
you
the way,
also need to do it for
may
like
I ask you
two
for some
NPC
advice?
ultimates. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have come across several summoning spells. You know, the ones that let you summon spirits to come in and help you. Because I've been investing a lot in mostly the most like whenever I level up, I mostly throw my points into like magic related stuff or endurance and the occasional vigor now and again because vigor is very important. But I've been going
Yes.
for like, an endurance or an endurance magic build mostly. And
Yeah.
I have to ask,
Aging.
how do you
People
summon the summons? Like they don't work. Like
the Ash, the Ashen summons,
oh, like the ones
like
that summon
the
spirits to help you. That they're so the description says.
so you have to equip them on your hotbar.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need the Spirit Calling Bell, which you get
Spirit
from
calling bell.
Ron. You get from Ronnie. You'll
Ronnie.
get her. Yeah, after you progress, I think after beating Margit. I believe.
Margit's that first boss before the big castle
Yeah,
of storm
yeah.
whatever, right? I already
A-
yeah, my
yeah.
friends helped me beat
After
that. Yeah.
Yeah, after you beat Margit, you want to go back to the Church of Ella at nighttime, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and she will be there. She'll give you the Spirit Calling Bell and the Pack of Wolves. That's the first spirit summon you're
Wait.
supposed to get.
No, I
However,
think I got that already.
if you did, then you should just be able to summon Ashen spirits.
Hmm.
But you need FP to use them. Different spirit summons require
Oh
different
wait, I
amounts of
think that's the
FP.
problem. I need more
So
FP. I
yeah, you
literally
might
think
need.
that's what I
So
missed.
yeah, you have to level intelligence. Now, before we continue on talking, I have to piss really, really bad. I have to race like a piss horse because
Yeah,
I'm about.
go piss, brother. Go
Yeah,
piss.
so
We'll take a brief
I'll be back.
intermission.
Yeah.
I'll put an ad here or something. While we're here, all alone, and Goose is out dumping his piss tanks, might I say, Goose is mega thick. Anyway, enjoying the podcast so far, viewer? God, I hope so. Boom, 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 boom,
Yo,
boom.
what's up, Pussy?
Oh
Pussy,
hey,
I'm back.
what was I gonna say? God damn it, we were talking about Elden Ring and yeah,
Yeah.
the summoning. Yeah, I'll keep that advice you mentioned in mind. I'll probably, in fact, I think I already have leveled up my FP quite a bit. Like
It's intelligence. You have to level up intelligence, which gives
I
you
th-
more FP.
I thought it was mind. I could have sworn it was mind.
Intelligence, mind, the same thing. They're interchangeable.
Oh wait, do they have
They've
the
been,
same name? Like, or are they literally just the
yeah,
same
like
thing?
in Elden Ring it's called mind, but in Dark Souls or whatever it's called
Oh,
intelligence,
okay,
stuff like
makes
that.
sense. I was about to say like, wait, I've been putting points into mind. What do you mean? that I was doing something wrong for a second.
No.
I was
like
worried
ar-
there.
like arcane was like the luck stat in Bloodborne,
Hmm.
but it was called luck in the Soul series, so now in Elden Ring it's just called arcane. They're basically the same thing.
Okay, makes sense. They just switch around the names because new game and all that.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
What?
this is
You just get
unrelated.
jump scared?
Yeah, Freddy Fazbear appeared on my screen. I came and I got scared at the same time. Um,
Oh yes. The ever elusive the fear nut.
yes. Let me find something real quick, okay? Give me 1 second. I've got to show this to you. This is something I've been showing to a lot of my friends. It's not related to Elden Ring, but it's just something I want your reaction to, alright? There we go.
What did she just break? Was that like a cock ring? What was that?
แม่แม่ทำแหวนของคุณย่าตกเหรอ
ทำไมสภาพอย่างนี้ล่ะคุณทำแหวนแตกได้ไง
ฉันไม่ได้ตั้งใจอะ
มันหลุดมืออะ
น้ำหวานตกแตกอย่างนี้จะต่อได้ไหมเนี่ย ถ้าคุณแม่มาเห็นน่ะจะรู้สึกยังไง เฮ้ย
That looks like my professor.
So,
I'm not
like,
even joking.
as
It
this
looks like
goes
one of my
on,
professors.
as this goes on, I'd like you to guess what this is an ad for.
ทำไมถึงไม่ไป
Tape.
แม่บอกกี่ทีแล้ว
I don't know. This is
ถ้าไม่รักแม่แล้ว ก็ออกไปเลยไป
My friend, one of my
What's-
friends guessed like life insurance.
yeah, a monitor lizard. Insurance. This is an insurance ad.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. Maybe it's some goofy shit like cars. It's a car ad, or maybe a doctor's office. I see skeletons.
That'd be a reasonable assumption, like an insurance ad. Yeah. I like how you like how you implied it could have been a cock ring ad early on.
That's what they look like.
Fair enough.
Look like an emerald cock ring.
Yeah, that's true.
But then they said it was grandma, and I was like, never mind.
But yeah, every time I showed my friends this, their reactions were all like priceless as to what this ad was. And I'd like to say this is 100% real. Like this
It's
is
a really garbage tree animation.
yeah, it really is.
Animated tree. Jeez.
Yeah. He
He's
prayed
praying to a
Jesus.
tree?
ช่วยผมด้วย
Oh my god, he's a hippie.
นี่มันแหวนประจำตระกูล
The house is a family heirloom? Oh, no.
แต่ฉันเป็น
The funny cock ring.
ผมเป็นน้องพี่ ผมมีสิทธิ์ได้
ผมเป็นลูกพ่อ
หนูอยู่บ้านนี้หนูก็มีสิทธิ์
Oh, there's family conflict.
ตระกูลนี้หนูก็มีสิทธิ์เหมือนกัน
ไม่ได้ต้องเป็น
They're all fighting over this one ring?
Yeah.
It's not even... It doesn't even look that good. It's just green.
หยุดทะเลาะกันได้แล้ว ครอบครัวเดียวกันแท้ๆอะมึงมาแย่งเศษแหวนกันซะงั้น เห็นต้นสาดทองไหม
Hold on, what the fuck? How'd you get back in the house? I thought we exiled you. Damn it.
แล้วนี่คุณย่าไปไหน
We kicked
We
you
left
out for
the
being
door open.
homosexual.
Yeah.
Back to the cage.
Earlier in the ad, they were like, "Oh, if you don't love me anymore, just leave." I guess he took that to heart and actually fucked off at like the age of 6.
พวกเรา
Perhaps.
ทำให้คุณย่าหนีออกจากบ้านไปอีก
Oh
แล้ว
no,
ใช่ไหม
Grandma's gone.
Grandma ran away? No, I think she just moved back to her house or something. Where's your grandma run away?
Good question.
ย่า
Grandma's
Oh.
back.
There she is. Never mind, Grandma's
ย่า
back.
ครับ ย่าหายไปไหนมา
ย่าไม่ได้ไปไหนลูก ไม่ต้องเป็นห่วง ทุกอย่างจะดี
Oh
ขึ้
yeah,
น
she's back. She's
She's in
back.
committing tax fraud or committing insurance fraud. The tarnished? Holy shit! It's an Elden Ring ad. Oh my god! There's no fucking way. They're all fighting over a ring, and they're Elden Ring. Stop.
Okay,
Why?
pause that. Pause that.
George R. R. Martin. But dude, that was the most misleading shit ever. But I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, he wouldn't be showing this to me if it didn't have something to do with what we're talking about.
know.
And they were talking about a ring. They're like, we're fighting over a ring.
There are
Like,
also a lot of hints throughout the video. Like,
Yeah.
they said like the kid called his toy horse Torrent,
Mm.
and like he mentioned
Like,
a golden
flying,
erd
a flying
tree.
dragon. As a lizard. Yeah, a golden
yeah,
tree.
I would- every
I was
time-
so on the notes.
Every time a reference to Elden Ring showed up, I was trying to distract you by saying something.
Yeah, no, I knew in the back of my mind. I was like, there's something up with this. It was a little.
Little
This
sus.
is, they're getting a little funky, real silly.
Yeah, like I remember like
that was hella goofy.
I remember that was like the biggest like tonal whiplash I've ever seen like in my life of anything I've watched. Cause like I remember when I first watched it, I was like invested in this family drama, and then he just looked at the camera and it's like Elden Ring.
Yeah, it didn't even seem like an Elden Ring ad. Most of them just cut straight to gameplay, and it's just like the soundtrack is just blaring your ears out. That one was like a whole story. Like that was. They
think-
had lore for Elden Ring. That's not even canon. It was just about some Thai family, and they're like, "Get Elden Ring, do it now."
I have to say, like, do you think anyone in Thailand? I assume that's Thailand. Am I stupid or am I correct?
Yeah, this
I know
Thailand.
nothing about geography. Like, I could have. Yeah. Anyway, do you think anyone over there like bought the game because like they thought it was gonna be some like Like, oh man, I hope these characters get their stories resolved in Elden Ring. You know, this random family.
Based on that commercial, I thought they'd all just be. They were like, "Oh, is Elden Ring like a game or some family fights over a ring?" But that's basically what Elden Ring is: a family fighting over a ring.
It's like, what did you think the commercial was like gonna be as it was going along?
I thought it was going to be an ad for insurance was one of them, or all of I thought it was going to be some wholesome shit. No, it was an ad for Elden Ring.
I want ads like that in America, please. Like this crazy bait and switch.
Nah, we don't have the creativity. No one in America has the attention span.
Oh yeah, like these days advertisements all have to be, whoa, look at us, we're so meta and self-aware.
Yeah. Oh look, let's do a fourth wall break, Rick and Morty, type thing.
Oh wow,
Well,
like it's almost like every
in
advertising
Thailand-
agency does that.
Yeah, in Thailand they're keeping it kind of real.
I mean,
So,
yeah, like they're like 2 steps ahead of us,
it's-
because if I hadn't played Elden Ring yet and I saw that ad and I lived in Thailand, I'd probably play it. So, this has been like the special Elden Ring episode, I guess. Very cool. Any other games you've been playing? Because another 2022 game I've played a lot lately is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
I've been hearing about that. They actually added voice lines into them now.
Well, there
Apparently.
have been Lego voice lines for like the entire for so many Lego games now.
Are grunts and sounds really voice lines?
Ever since Lego Batman 2, the characters in Lego games have been fully voiced.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I only remember playing the Lego Hobbit series and Lego Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and
those were
lines.
before Lego Batman 2 came out.
Oh, okay. So they didn't have voice lines.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
I honestly think the voice lines are usually kind of lame because I kind of miss back when it was just grunts and like funny slapstick. However, the new Lego Star Wars, there's an option to bring back the mumbling.
Really?
You can turn off the normal voice acting and they just go like, huh, and all the cutscenes.
I mean,
that's that's a commendable thing.
Yeah, that's actually good design because then the people who want the original grunting sounds.
Yeah, but I keep the voice acting on for this game specifically. If it were any other Lego game, I'd turn them off. But for this Lego game, I just it's like Star Wars. I want to like live that Lego Star Wars story. Right now, I'm on episode 3, like in the the prequels. I love the prequels a lot, unironically. And I got Discord ping. Fucking Yoshi Firestar. Oh, I forgot I wanted him on the next episode of Homie Chat, but I just realized we didn't get him. But I guess always next time.
James, listen here. This is the return episode, all right?
That's true.
We're in the middle of something very important. That man can wait. Tell him to piss off till the next episode or something.
That little pussy boy can wait. I hope he actively listens to this, so I hope he heard that. Yoshi Firestar, you're a little pussy.
Yeah, this is a fucking threat. This is a warning.
Pussy. Anyway, have you spoken to him in like my Discord server before, like in a call or something?
Not really. Maybe there are some times where you're just hanging out in the VC, and I'm
you'll join for fun.
I got nothing. I'm just playing games. Might as well just open up Discord and hop in. Shoot the shit with a couple of people. Yeah. He might have popped in a couple times. I don't know. So. I don't know a lot of the people in your Discord.
Yeah, because my community keeps growing, so that's understandable. I think it's really cool. Unfortunately, that's not true.
Yeah.
I hate to break that to you. Like, I've seen it myself, it never does.
It's actually receding. It might be a medical issue. It's only getting smaller.
Might want to get some cream for that, buddy.
Yeah. Just some ointment, I think it's just
essential oils will do the trick.
Yeah, some Neosporin should, fix it right up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that usually solves these kind of problems.
Yeah.
God, we're retarded. So retarded. But with that being said, ladies, gents, and everything in between, this has been Burgnut, joined as always by
me, Goose. It was good to be here.
Of course. Like we said, more content's coming soon, and different kinds of content is coming to Homie Chat as well. And keep an eye on my channel for other stuff I'm working on. Other than that, thanks for listening. Tune in next time where we shit the bed. And
Yeah, like Amber Heard. We shit the bed like Amber Heard.
Of course.
Hashtag justice for Johnny. No, I'm not even kidding. She actually shit in his bed.
What kind of revenge is that?
Follow up.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, like Amber Heard actually like shit in his bed. He talks. Johnny actually talks about it in the court case, which is on
Fascinating,
YouTube.
but can we save that for the next episode?
Yeah, we can.
All right, then.
We'll cover that next time. The
Yes,
shitting
yes.
the bed scenario.
Well, folks, thank you, and goodbye.